Man, what's up, guys? Today I have to say is Saturday, so it's day 6 of the Conservatory for Actors program, and I have to say, man, it has been the most exhausting day for me. Um, Even though we didn't have class today, I mean, just today was our first day of tutorials. Um, we had rehearsal a little bit yesterday for the first time, and today I met with. So I woke up this morning, um, went down for breakfast. I had breakfast with one of my scene partners. Uh, we we went over our lines, talked about some of the given circumstances that are in the script. Um, and then we went over to the rehearsal space this morning, which is about half a mile from the dorms. It's about a 10-minute walk or so. Um, and, you know, from the things that we talked about this morning and last night, um, we I don't know, man. It's just the plot objective and the underlying objective, and for me, it's one of the hardest things um, to identify. But once you identify it, it makes things a whole lot easier going forward. But you have to really know what that gut feeling is. As your character, what are you living for, right? Uh, what do you want to get out of life? And so if you know what that feeling is, it has an impact on all of your choices, right? Of all the people you interact with, that objective is what drives you, what pushes you forward. So, the reason the day was the most exhaustive for me was because, again, I woke up at 7, went down for breakfast, then we were going over lines and talking about objectives and what we want, and then we went rehearsal, did that for an hour. Then my other scene partner, she went to the wrong building, and when she got there, we had probably about 20 minutes to work together, maybe, instead of an hour. Well, maybe a little longer, but. And then after she and I, after my second partner, after we worked, then we kind of stayed close by and went into one of the auditoriums, and we worked for probably another 2 hours. And by the time we realized what time it was and walked back, almost half a mile back to the dorms, the dining hall was closed, so I didn't get lunch. Had a real bad headache. After breakfast, I came back to my room and I went back to sleep. I took a nap and then woke up. Then I missed lunch. So then I had a bad headache. So I went back to sleep again. And then I took something or whatever to kind of help relieve that pain for the headache. And then basically leaving after waking up, from not eating lunch, I woke up and went to tutorials, scene study tutorials. So, and then that was 30 minutes. Left there. Then I went and had dinner. Then from dinner, we went back over, I met with my second scene partner, and we went over for an 8 o'clock because we ended up switching with someone else. So originally I was 6 to 6:30 and 6:30 to 7, but I did the 6 to 6:30, and then they were running a little bit behind, and then got there at 8 to run, but we didn't get into the space until maybe like 25 minutes later. So they were running behind even more. And then I'm just now getting back to my dorm, probably 7 minutes ago. Well, I walked my partner to her dorm, and then I walked back to mine. So about 10 minutes ago, I just got back, and I decided to do this video because these thoughts are on my mind right now. You know, like this is what's like today. We didn't have class at all. It was all, you know, rehearsal basically. So I spent probably 6 hours of rehearsal today, and it's just getting in the space and running the lines, and that was the last thing we did, was run lines when we were in the tutorials. But that's what everybody was so anxious about, you know, being off book and being memorized. And but I got to a certain point with both of my partners, and I just got stuck. And it was like I'm not making the connection, and that's frustrating. Like when we're in the hallway or when we're on our own and we're working, yeah, I'll get it. But in the space, in tutorials, in front of the TA, and then it looks like I'm not prepared. But I've been working all day. Like I've been running lines all day, except for the times that I slept. But when I was up, when I was woke, I was running lines. So it's just a bit frustrating. And I got a lot of homework to do tonight. Like I got to catch up on some readings. Also got to go back through the script and really, you know, identify some things and break down some things, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. I have rehearsal tomorrow morning from 11 to 12:30, so that's an hour and a half, and then I'm sure we'll probably run lines, you know, throughout the rest of the day at some point. So that hour and a half, that's not gonna be it, which I'm thankful for, right? Because I need all the rehearsal time that I can get. But at some point, you rehearse so much that you start forgetting things. And I think that's what happened to me today. Like I wanted to be off book and be memorized so desperately that I exhausted myself. And I told, you know, my scene partner, so I'll put some names to this. So my first scene partner was Megan. My second scene partner was Julia. I met with Megan at breakfast. We did our thing. Then we walked over to the rehearsal space on Wall Street, and we went through that for 45 minutes. Julia was late, and when Julia and I got together, we worked. Then our time was up. Another group came in, so Julia and I stayed close by. We went into the auditorium over in the building, and we worked for like another 2 hours, and so an hour and a half. And then we left, walked over to the dining hall. Dining hall was closed. So I called Megan and said, hey, like Julia and I just finished, so do you want to run lines? She was like, yeah, cool, okay. So then we got together and we ran lines for maybe an hour, and then I was like, look, I need a break because I'm listening to my body at this point, and I'm starting to get a headache. I had a headache earlier from not eating lunch or whatever, and I'm starting to get a headache now, and I'm feeling, my body's feeling weird, and I'm just listening to my body, so I need a break. So let's just, you know, put this down and pick it up later. And so I came to my room and I took a nap. Then I woke up, then walked back over to Wall Street. Megan and I, we went into the space with Stephanie, the TA, and worked with her. Then I left there and we walked back over for dinner. Had dinner with some other people from the group. Florian, a German guy, Andrew from Singapore, Brianna from Kansas City, Megan is from the state of Washington, and so we all ate together, and then after dinner, Julia and I, we walked back over the Wall Street, and we got there and they were running behind, so we ran lines in the hallway. I kind of did a journal entry or whatever while waiting. I'm still not finished with that. I need to get back to that. We need to do journal entries every single day to capture the moment, you know, being in the moment of what we're experiencing here at the Yale Conservatory for Actors, you know. So, and then from going back with Julia, after we finished, then we walked back over. I walked her to her dorm, then I came to my dorm, and then I created this video. So that's my day, right? That's a Saturday. You know, we didn't have class. We just had tutorials and scene study and things like that. Rehearsal. We didn't have class at all. But today has been the most exhausting day for me so far. And we'll see what tomorrow look like. So that's just my thoughts of how today went. See, this video is, you know, over 10 minutes long, so I guess I'll end it there. All right, peace.